Yo, what's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we got a brand new video back on Bitcoin. Elon Musk making the news here, talking about things on crypto and Bitcoin and how the government should go about doing anything with it. And he's been all over the place with crypto and Bitcoin on Twitter. I'm sure he has made everybody mad and happy with tons of things that he's done. But jumping into what he said about this crypto stuff is right here. Tesla CEO Elon Musk says U.S. government should avoid regulating crypto, and you see steer clear of trying to regulate the crypto market. And then he says right here that it is not possible to, I think, destroy crypto, but it is possible for governments to slow down its advancement. And that's what he said in the Code Conference in Beverly Hills, California. And then going on for what governments should be involved in regulating crypto space, he said, I would say do nothing. So off the rip, we have to say he is financially incentivized to say this because he owns Bitcoin. He has said that he owns Bitcoin and some other cryptos, as well as Tesla owns $1.5 billion or $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Who knows, whatever it's worth now. But that he is financially incentivized to say not to regulate crypto and do stuff like this, but he's also not wrong. Regulation would only slow down innovation and ultimately kick out businesses or people who want to get into this crypto space and Bitcoin space. People who would have came to like the U.S. for example, and wanted to start these businesses, get involved in these businesses, they would go to a different country if it's too hard to do those businesses here. So we see that in China. If people would have originally went to China to start a mining company, and China bans it, kicks them all out, puts the hammer down on regulation, and they leave, their other choice was to go, like a lot of went to the U.S., Canada, and even the Middle East. But you would see a lot of people, if the U.S. went too hard on regulation, just go to another country. So it would just incentivize other countries to benefit more. And he goes on to say, I wouldn't say I'm a massive cryptocurrency expert. I think there's some value in cryptocurrency, but I wouldn't say it's the second coming of the Messiah. This is where we probably differ a little bit, where the Bitcoin maximalist in me comes out more. Where I wouldn't say I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. I have Ethereum as well, so they don't have that. But I would say 99% of all cryptos are completely worthless. Either Ponzi schemes, straight up scams, social experiments, things that don't have utility or use cases in the world really at all. But there's going to be a select few that are going to come out on top. It's good to see him realizing that he is not a crypto expert, as is basically anyone in this space. Not a lot of people could say they're crypto experts. But, you know, him on Twitter earlier when he made the entire Bitcoin community upset at him, you know, for talking about stuff that he talked about. And he's probably, you realized maybe he's not the most informed person, saying that it's not the second coming of the Messiah. I mean, I think Bitcoin can be crazy. It has that opportunity to completely change the world and change how things work and bring everybody in the world, regardless of where you are, to the exact same standard and make it a viable option for anyone, regardless of where you are, to be in the market or competing with each other or on this global stage where you can build something wherever you want. So I would say it's a complete ability to completely change the world and bring everyone on a level playing field. I would say that's a pretty big deal, but you know, that's more for people who don't have hundreds of billions of dollars and unlimited money, basically. It's more for people who middle class, poor, and have that ability to step up and kind of do something they want and make a name for themselves, make a life for themselves. So I would say it's up there in how much it's pretty important. But we can move on to this chart here for Bitcoin. So obviously still in this descending channel. Very simple lines and drawings and stuff, but what I think is going to happen. So this 39.6 level is about where most on-chain analysts have the base for like their analysts for their analytics, or however you want to say it, their on-chain stuff. That's like their floor. So if we broke through this, and some might have 36k and stuff, but if we broke through like this 39 level, then that would invalidate a lot of on-chain stuff and bring into question like a lot of what on-chain means and all that. So it would be very bad to see that happen. But right now, we are in this range. We've basically either have to try and get back above 42.5 or try and find a new support level. Probably 40K, around 40K is what we have seen in the past. Last week, basically, where it's been bounced every time. You see, this is the level right here, basically 40,800 that it's bounced every single time here. So it's been weird bouncing because this one into here is a higher high, and then we have a lower high. So we'll see if we get back to this level and bounce again. It does seem that it's just a very big support level. A lot of buying going on at like 40,800, so just under 41K, and we're almost there right now. So we'll see what happens if this level supports or not. If it doesn't support, then maybe we're looking at this 39K level, but I don't know. I think the most likely outcome to get out of this channel is to trade sideways long enough to break out of it. I don't think we're going to see an explosion without some big news like an ETF being approved or something like that. But that is exactly something we could see because Coinbase, apparently, I didn't see the tweet, so I can't tell if this is real, fake, or whatever, but apparently Coinbase tweeted about an SEC approving a Bitcoin ETF and instantly deleted it. And apparently, this is the tweet as well. The Coinbase report: expect growth in crypto funds and SEC approved ETF soon. I think October is a massive deal, going to be a massive deal for the ETFs. It's the VanEck ETF, I believe, that is going to get a verdict in October. The SEC is either going to allow them to become an ETF or deny them the ability to become an ETF. So we'll see, if if an ETF launches, I think we see a massive pump, and a lot of money that wasn't able to enter Bitcoin before will flood into Bitcoin now. And then this is that link, institutionalinvestor.com, the link from this. You see the same link here. So if you went here, this was what you saw in its Coinbase report. Expect growth in crypto funds and SEC approved ETF soon. This is their article sponsored by Coinbase. So it's just weird to kind of see maybe a mishap or something that wasn't meant to be. I mean, they do talk to the SEC a lot, so it wouldn't surprise me if they knew that an ETF was coming or being approved. So we'll see what happens in October with this VanEck fund or an ETF, if they get approved or denied. And a couple smaller stories in Bitcoin, which is just insane, is the Missouri mayor has funded the project to give $1,000 in Bitcoin to every household. I think it's Cool Valley is the town name or place that this is happening. I think the one rule is you can get $1,000 in Bitcoin, but you have to hold it for 5 years. You're not allowed to get the $1,000 and sell it. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, and if it makes or incentivizes other people and other mayors to do something similar with giving people like Bitcoin funds, basically, or Bitcoin trusts, and basically saying everyone can apply for this or get this. However you want to mark it out, and then make it $1,000, $500, whatever, and then put the threshold. You can't sell it for 4 years, for 5 years, whatever it might be. And then we have the president of El Salvador talking first steps, his volcano mining Bitcoin. So using the power of the volcano, like the energy, geothermals, however they're doing it, using that energy to mine Bitcoin. They talked about this when they first introduced the Bitcoin legislature to make it legal tender. But now they're getting started. They're mining Bitcoin with the power of a volcano. Just crazy to think of everything that Bitcoin can be mined with. It's pretty funny. But stepping in the right direction. This is a country now getting involved with mining Bitcoin in the ecosystem, adoption continuing to grow. And then the game theory starts to take over, where other countries don't want to be left behind. And then enough of those countries will be linked into the Bitcoin network, where these giant countries, first world countries, the U.S., a bunch of Europe, even Russia, they'll probably start to see this and think maybe we should get a little bit of Bitcoin just in case. And to wrap this video up, we will just look at these insane numbers. The $3.5 trillion spending bill is 85 million Bitcoin. It is over 4 times the total supply of Bitcoin that will ever exist. That's ridiculous to even think about, and that's why we need this hard money, where you can't just print money out of thin air, devalue everyone who has been saving that money for X amount of years, and then all of a sudden they can't buy what they were saving for because you just got devalued. So just crazy numbers. 85 million Bitcoin, 4x the total supply of Bitcoin that will ever exist in one bill for $3.5 trillion. That's gonna do it for this video, though. Bitcoin still bullish on basically everything except the chart right now, so that's where people are going to be pointing to be bearish and stuff. But long term is always where I look and always where I just base any investment. So Bitcoin, long term, nothing's changed. Fundamentals haven't changed. Adoption continues to grow. The network gets stronger every day. So it's just block after block after block. Doesn't matter what happens today or tomorrow. What happens in 5 years, 10 years is where it's going to really make noise. But as always, guys, remember to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in my next video.